What's up, y'all? I was gonna do a Donald Trump video this morning, but I can't. I've been trying to give y'all what y'all want, but I feel so many different types of ways. First of all, this Charlie Kirk stuff. All the HBCUs getting the threats. The young man being found hanged over the weekend at his school. Like, when are we going to? America is heading for a fast and furious end, and we're being censored. Our media is being censored, but please believe that revolution is brewing all over the world, not just here in America. All over the world, there are music festivals going on in multiple cities all over the world every day because we are tired. We have enough. The world has enough of everything that everyone needs to survive and thrive. And we're instead letting a 1% at the very top hoard all of the resources, because what are we doing? Like, we have enough resources on this planet to make sure that everyone has enough, but we're letting capitalism and greed and racism cost us our life. Racism is extremely expensive. We're willing to let America crumble for racism, capitalism, selfish means. And what we're missing is there's a unique brand of very harsh and nasty and hateful rhetoric that exists. And what we're missing is at the root of it is Christianity. This is difficult for Black people to accept. This is difficult for church folks to accept. But the reason why racism and capitalism and hatred and greed is able to thrive in such a way in America is because of Christianity. It's because of Christianity. It's because of the way that it polarizes good versus evil. So that means, even though I have racism and hatred in my heart, I have been told that I am the good guy because I believe in Jesus, right? And I'm using that to make myself morally and ethically superior to everyone else. So everyone else who is not on my side is automatically evil, because it's only good and evil. Christians have taught that there's only good versus evil. So if I'm good, even though I'm racist, even though I'm selfish and stingy and whatever, if I'm good, then everything else outside of me has to be evil, because there's only good versus evil. The dichotomy that Christianity creates is why we have the two-party system, and why people think that if you vote one side or the other, you're automatically going to hell. It's because it's only good and evil. There's no gray. There's no gradient. There's no middle. And it polarizes, and it creates a certain, like I said, a superiority complex that breeds narcissism, and it breeds hatred. It breeds narcissism and hatred. We are not teaching Jesus's teachings. Jesus did not write the Bible. Jesus didn't put the Bible together. Paul, who never met Jesus. Let's think about this. There's a guy who comes along who says, I hate Christians, I'm killing Christians. He has a whole career of killing Christians. Christianity starts to pick up in popularity. He said, suddenly, when nobody was around, Jesus himself came to me and told me that I am the one to write the majority of the New Testament, and I am the one who going to shepherd in this new era of Christianity. And the person who was going around persecuting the people who believed in Jesus suddenly got a vision from Jesus when nobody else was around, and Jesus told him that he was now the new messenger to bring forth his message to the world, and he's supposed to write the majority of the New Testament, which we follow today, even though he never met Jesus, even though some of his teachings go against Jesus's teachings. We're not teaching Jesus's teachings. We're teaching the Bible, which is two very different things, and it breeds hatred. Christianity, the Bible, breeds hatred. We keep on trying to separate it and figure out why Christian nationalists are so racist and nasty and hateful. Christianity, the unique brand of nasty, hateful, racist, and capitalist, narcissistic, individualized views of the world, is born and bred in the church. We have made people think that they are morally and ethically superior to everyone else, no matter what they do outside of here. And most of the time, they came to the church because they were involved in horrific and horrendous activities. You had a bunch of sin that you needed forgiving for. You had guilt that you wanted to cleanse. So it's attracting the worst of the worst, but they're not getting better. They're just using it as a mask to cover up their hatred for others, their racism, their capitalism, their whatever that makes them feel morally superior. And it goes right along with racism. It goes right along with capitalism and hatred and individuality, with 1% having all the assets and the majority of people having nothing. It's right there in the book. We're not teaching Jesus. We're teaching the Bible. Jesus' ministry only lasted for 3 years. And in those 3 years, he never said, I'm coming to establish a new religion. I am the new religion. Everybody follow. He didn't say that. He came to destroy religion. And we insist on making it like Christianity was Jesus's invention. And it never was. Men came up with it. Men came up with the Bible. Then they took stuff out and then they added stuff in, and they took stuff out and added stuff in to fit them and suit them, to fit whatever political climate and agenda that they had going on at the time. And then we wonder why Christians are some of the nastiest, most vile people that exist in the world, because the origins is wrong. Christianity is not based on Jesus at all. Jesus' teachings at all. It's not. It's not. And we're in denial about it. And this just the fact that this whole Charlie Kirk situation happened, and the church people, black church people, are on here like, we need to forgive. We need to turn the other cheek. Oh, he was still a Christian. He was still a da-da-da-da. This is why we can't advance as a people. This is how I say religion is holding us back, because nothing in our minds should tell us that this guy was a good person. He was a nasty, vile, racist, hateful person. But our Christianity tells us to not address that, to not deal with that, to not fix that, but to turn the other cheek. We're not going to advance. The revolution is not coming because Christian people are waiting for the sweet by and by for Jesus to come back and save us. And Jesus is not coming back to save us. It is within us. It is within us. The power of God is within us. And we're trying to package it into a book to make it God's complete word. We can never complete God in that little book from thousands of years ago. It's delusional and narcissistic for us to think that we have God's complete word in a book that keeps changing every 50 years. That is ridiculous. God is huge. God is love. God is energy. God is the spirit that is within us, within every person. And we think that we have completely canonized him in these 66 books. That is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then we're acting like we don't understand where the hatred and the evilness is coming from within our churches. We're creating it in our churches by convincing ourselves that we're somehow, and then people are saying, okay, well then what do you believe? Okay, you just gonna do whatever is right. Okay, so then next is gonna be raping and pillaging. Why do y'all think that if people don't come to your churches, the next thing they want to do is rape and pillage? Since I have left church, I have done all the raping that I wanted to do ever since then. Yep, I sure have. And it's been zero. I have done all the murdering that I wanted to do ever since I left the church and started doing what was right in my own mind. I have done all the murdering that I wanted to do. And guess how much I have done? Y'all think the fact that you think the fear of hell is the only thing that's making people do what's right. Completely insane to me. Completely insane to me. And I can't for the life of me figure out what that's all about. Like, why would y'all think